Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of All Too Real 2. My name is Michael E. Cullen II, and with me, as always, is...
Sesame, Paradise, and Carta.
Paradise. It's just another day for you and me in paradise.
And then you got another one. 2 tickets to paradise. Yeah.
Grab your bags, we leave tonight.
Eddie Money, man.
Yes.
Or Eddie Munson, perhaps. No.
No. So, how you feeling there, Sesame?
Overall, I don't know. I'm at like a 5. I guess I'd be like a 7 energy-wise. 5 mental health-wise. Maybe.
Did watching Dr. Paradise help your mental or physical health in any way whatsoever?
No, it ticked it down pretty significantly in both ways, actually. I was probably at a 2 mental health wise and maybe a 4 energy wise, both during and after watching the episode.
Okay, I was just checking because I was wondering if I should prescribe this to our listeners to help with their mental health or their physical health.
No, the only thing I would say is like if a person's like experiencing like mania, maybe this will take it down a little bit. But I'm not a doctor, so I can't say. But
no. I'm not either. I have played one in a movie before, but
yeah.
So that means I can say whatever I want, right?
I mean that's the rules, I could guess. Yeah. So just whatever, do it.
Okay. So what I'm gonna prescribe is that you don't watch this. And instead just go for a walk.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not good.
Or take those, what are those things called? They're nails. Those like steel nails.
Mm-hmm.
And you take one of those. You put it right on top of your middle finger. On top of a table. Like put your middle finger on a table. Put that nail right on top of it. And then hit it really hard with a hammer. For like a half hour.
Yeah.
That'd be more enjoyable than watching this show.
Yeah. And it would also help with the frustration if you already had watched the show and now you're super irritable. And, it help you, let off some steam, well, not let off some steam, you're literally pounding the nail. But like, anyway, yeah, the show's bad. We made the point.
Yeah, and I watched it twice.
Oh my god, really? I tried to watch it twice.
Yeah, I watched it twice.
But...
A couple days ago, though, so I don't really remember
much.
But yeah,
it's quite possibly one of the worst shows I've ever watched in my entire life.
Me too. So this was an unaired pilot. I mean, it did air on CBS as part of their like summer Playhouse series where they would like basically air pilots that they knew they weren't going to pick up for television series. Just they in the middle of the summer. It aired on July 12th of 1988. It was written by Ron Zimmerman and directed by Peter Baldwin. And starred Frank Langella, who's been in a little bit of trouble lately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was just fired from the House of Usher miniseries that Netflix is producing. The Fall of the House of Usher or whatever. He, based on the Poe story. He supposedly told some off-color jokes, was calling his co-star baby or honey or something, and touched her in a sex scene on her leg and that wasn't choreographed.
Oh wow.
So the guy's like in his 80s. Not that I'm giving that as an excuse, but he said he's never experienced. Yeah, it was just he couldn't even. They wouldn't even let him apologize. So.
Oh wow. So is this the guy who plays a doctor?
Yes, this is the guy that plays Dr. Paradise.
Which is interesting because in this episode he also slapped someone on the butt. So
yeah.
apparently, you know,
I will tell you, he's a really good actor. He's going to be in a future episode of our show that I'm hoping that we cover someday, Masters of the Universe, where he played Skeletor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Cool.
Yeah, he played Skeletor. He also was in Frost Nixon, where he played Nixon.
Oh, okay.
Which is a great movie. But yeah, my thing is with it, whatever his intentions were, I don't think his intentions were bad, but regardless, it's probably good that he got fired from the show. I mean, in this day and age, you can't, mess around with anything. I'm not defending him at all, so I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
Just because I like him as an actor, I'm not defending his actions, and I wasn't there on the set, and I don't know. They have yet to. It was the woman playing his wife in the thing, and that's all the articles ever say. They don't say her name, but they've already recast his role, and I assume they didn't fire her too. So, I guess whenever the miniseries comes out, we'll find out who played his wife. So,
wow.
Yeah. And we also have Sally Kellerman, who was Hot Lips Houlihan in the movie MASH, not the TV series. And she's playing the younger sister, from what I gathered.
Yeah, I was kind of confused about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know they're like brother and sister, but I think she was supposed to be younger, but she's actually older in real life.
Oh really?
She's passed away though, but
okay.
Yeah, but she was older. We also have Tommy Hinkley as Dr. Casey Hunter, who is Sally Kellerman's character of Amy Hunter's son, and Dr. Paradise's nephew. I mean, so my question is, was Amy's maiden name Paradise as well? That's
I have no idea about the family.
We also have Xander Berkeley as Dr. Noah Fredericks, the psychiatrist, who I'm Facebook friends with. If you happen to be listening to this, Xander, you're an awesome actor, and I'd love to have you on the show.
Yeah, you were pretty much like the only good thing about the episode.
We have an actor named Hiram Kasten as Dr. Philip Moore, who is kind of a like over the top, like 40 stand-up comic sort of guy. That's what he seemed like. And then like
the guy with the glasses.
The guy with the doctor that was golfer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Dr. Hiram Dr. Philip Moore, played by Hiram Kasten. And then we had Barry Gordon, who played Newton Hobbs, who was like a guy who invented the what I've always referred to as the Groucho glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barry Gordon is he's a really good actor, but also a voice actor, probably best known as being one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the 80s cartoon.
Wow.
Yeah, he was the voice of, I don't know if it was Michelangelo or which one. I don't feel like looking it up. So
fine.
Yeah, so what goes on in this episode here?
Absolutely nothing. So they possibly have like the coolest intro to a TV show I've ever seen in my life. So it's like got this like kind of like stereotypical island song, like Dr. Paradise, beep 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 beep. Yeah. And then like he goes like into his the office or whatever, and he's like talking to people, and then he does the skip thing, and then it freeze frames right as he's in midair when he's clicking. I call it the kick you.
That's what I was about to say. It's the kick you.
Yes. The kick you, for people who don't understand that reference, it's from Degrassi Junior High / Degrassi High. There was a character named Yick Yu.
Who would do that often?
What's that?
Who would do that often?
he would do it like all the time, and then so we started to call to kick you because we
Yeah.
thought we were clever. And then anyway, and then so he does that. He's like, yeah, and then the freeze frames right there, and then we get into the actual episode. Just a boring conversation between the dude and his mom. She's telling him, hey, why don't you get a real job instead of being a chiropractor? That whole thing, like, oh, chiropractors aren't real doctors, type of like nice little dig, that they have.
Well, a lot of them are quacks, but that's.
Well, I know, but it's like this whole thing of like, oh, you went to school and learned a skill, you're a bad person for that, type of thing, like, because you're not doing what I'm doing, so therefore what you do is of no value. It's that typical mentality. It's like, yeah, because everyone in the world needs to be a doctor, or everyone in the world needs to be a garbage truck driver, because no other job exists apparently. So society definitely would not fall apart if everyone had the same job.
Or you could be, or you could be just like a real normal person like Bill Maher.
Yeah, okay. And then
that's what he claims.
That guy's whatever. He's a waste of space and makes millions of years. Basically being the right wing liberal, like the heck is that? Oh wow, helicopter. That's going pretty low. Anyway, so they argue over that, and then he also went to the casino and I guess lost a bunch of money. By the way, Dr. Paradise actually owns the casino.
Yeah.
And so he lost money at said casino, but it was actually his mom's money, I guess, that he just stole.
Like I'm just trying to figure out the logic here. Like, so they're on this like tropical island, and there's a casino there, and like one medical clinic, and Dr. Paradise owns both of them.
He just did a skip again. What's him with those skips? Anyway, sorry, I've got it on mute and watching right now. Anyway, he just did the skip again and went through the doors. It's like that must be like his signature move. Yeah, so I have a think he walks back in, the doors just open on their own.
Yeah, that I didn't get either.
Magic does it. Anyway, so there's this whole thing where she goes off to work because she's got a patient at 9 a.m, which she acts like is some like huge like imposition. It's like it's 9, like most doctor's office open at 8. But anyway, okay. And then I'm thinking he owns the island, perhaps, maybe as well. I don't know. And then, but they're trying to be funny, and they have this whole thing where they got like a pet parrot, and like a cat jumps through the window,
and it's talking to the cat,
and then it's just like, oh my god, it was trying to be funny. It was just so bad. I mean, it was just like it was like I was almost paid to watch like the cat kill the bird, like even though I found an injured bird last week and tried to save it, and it was
funny. Like right after I watched that, I watched I watched Only Murders in the Building, and this season there's a talking parrot in the show, but not like over the top like this, and they do it a lot better. So just it was just so ironic though that was
So we have the dumb cat parrot scene, and this kind of goes on throughout the whole episode. They think it's like a funny, like a running gag.
It goes at the beginning and the end, really.
Oh, okay. So, whatever. Yeah. And then she wants him to go to work for his uncle because he'll make more money doing that, but he doesn't like his uncle for obvious reasons because he's like a total arrogant,
chauvinist
rich
asshole.
Dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, think about it. Like, how much money does this guy need? He owns a casino, but he also has to be a doctor at the same time, probably just so that he can, like, act like he's, like, important or whatever. Yeah. And then, like, probably, too, so he can hit on, like, the island girl, because he got, like, a stereotypical island girl, as one of the characters.
Yeah,
like,
his, Beverly Brown plays Hilary Dupree, his receptionist.
Yeah. So we gotta have our hot, sexy island girl who I can sexually harass, and she can't do anything about it because I own this place, type of thing. Basically, I'm a colonizer who's reenacting like Christopher Columbus and like raping, like all these, native women. But like, since I'm just slapping her ass, it's okay, type of mentality. Fucking white man bullshit. Anyway, so sorry, and then I mean, nothing else happens really. I mean, like he comes in. Yeah, go ahead.
So I was gonna say what we got basically going on here is we have the psychiatrist sees Newton Hobbs, Barry Gordon's character, because he's all upset that he's made a fortune off of these novelty glasses that are like the Groucho glasses because they look like his face. Because he has a big nose and wears glasses and has a mustache. And he made it as an art piece, but then it became like this novelty thing sold next to whoopee cushions and whatnot, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so he's dealing with that, and he's also got like a lot of anxiety issues. Then the mom and son go to see the psychiatrist as well because they've got like issues, and she's all upset about the fact that the last movie she saw in theaters was Myra Breckenridge. Yep.
Wow.
So, yeah. I had to watch Jurassic World Dominion twice in theaters recently, so I don't know if I had that. Well, anyway, so
I mean, I don't even know what that movie is, so I was just totally like.
Myra Breckenridge it's a bad movie, but it's like a classically campy movie that came out in the like 70s or something. So anyways, I don't even know if I've ever seen it, but I've heard it referenced from time to time as being like one of the worst movies ever made. Wow. So but anyways, we have them basically just trying to deal with their shit. Then I mean, what else happens? We've got the later on, Newton is out in the lobby, and Dr. Paradise is mad at him because he won a bunch of money at the casino. And
yeah, which is weird. And then
so he's basically being an asshole to Newton, and then Newton ends up pulling a gun on Dr. Paradise.
Yeah, that was awesome. Apparently.
Yeah, and then we have a whole scene where they're trying to decide. In between here, once in a while, there's this running gag with Dr. Philip Moore, who Dr. Paradise never remembers his name.
And he like thinks it's a joke, basically. Yeah. Like he thinks they're best buddies, or at least pretends that they are, and is like, "Oh, that's another good one, Doc."
I'm sure that would have been a running gag if the show got picked up for a series. You know, that would have been.
Yeah, and it would have been a completely annoying running gag. Another thing too, Dr. Paradise does in between all this bullshit is that he has this habit of walking through the doors that just magically open without him having to open them.
Yeah, like there's just magical wind that opens up the doors.
Yeah, so maybe he is magic. Maybe that's why he owns a casino. Maybe he's just got good luck, and maybe that's how he was able to buy the island, and then also run like apparently the clinic on the island, and then have like the hot, sexy island girl as his receptionist that apparently he can just sexually harass, and it's totally okay because again he owns everything. But anyway,
and it's 1988.
In 1980. And in spite of all that, though, he does something even more annoying, and not more. He does something in addition to that's annoying, where he has this habit. By the way, he wears a dumbass white suit. I don't trust anyone who wears white suits. That's just my own thing. Anyway, so
he's got this whole. It's almost like Fantasy Island sort of looking type thing.
Yeah, he wears this white bullshit suit. He looks like he's freaking like in Miami Vice, and then he just like goes into the middle of the waiting room and just like stands there in the middle like he's like this all important dude, and he's got like his hands on his hips kind of, and he just like kind of looks around the room like, you know, like, look at me, I'm so important. And it's just like, dude, you look like fucking idiot. But like, okay,
but don't you do that too, like in your medical practice? You just kind of stand in the lobby all the time?
I mean, I don't own a medical practice, so I don't know. No, I'm not a doctor or anything. I don't
you're not?
No, I never said I was a doctor ever. I mean, I'm a doctor of. Oh, that's the other thing too. Someone just looked at the Island Girl's ass in such a weird way. Like he literally ducked his head and like looked at it as she walked to like the coffee pot area or whatever. Like he literally. I mean, I get it. She's hot. She's wearing a nice tight yellow dress. We understand. Yeah. It's summer. Everyone's got their hormones going on. Okay, we get it. Calm down. Like you don't need to like actually like duck your head down like you're a
Well, every
15 year
time
old
I wear that
boy.
yellow dress, people look at my ass too. So
Well, I mean, it happens,
yeah.
and then
So
uh,
the the
just don't wear it near like any of those like Nazi rallies. They'll probably beat you up, but like you know,
shit. I gotta stop
yeah,
going to you for medical advice and start listening to you for like real advice. That would probably be better.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I've never given you medical advice. I'm just letting that be
Shit. I
clear to
think
the audience.
I must be imagining this.
Yeah, you are, because I've never ever once given you medical advice. Just want to make that clear, because I don't want to get on the hook for any kind of
Oh, okay.
bad practice or
Because I was shooting
malpractice
up
or
my
what.
veins with pixie sticks, and I didn't know if I thought that was
Yeah,
you that told me that that would help with my ADHD.
no, I never told you that. I did tell you to inject your lungs with bleach to cure coronavirus. I know that was the president or
Yeah.
former president.
Okay, so then they come up with this idea that they're going to play cards to try to save Dr. Paradise's life or decide if the dude can shoot him. Yeah. So.
As you do
Mm-hmm.
in those type of situations.
Yeah. So we end up having it where everybody, a couple people try to decide to play cards, and then we end up having the nephew plays cards for him to try to save his life. And then what happens?
They play until like 2 in the morning. They still haven't. Nobody has still won, and then the guy's fed up. He's like, "All right, I'm just gonna go shoot him." But then a patient who's been waiting in there for the past 18 hours,
Or something.
who's never decided to leave the room this entire time, and like people forgot about him, which is a weird doctor's office where you just forget about a patient being in a room for the entire day.
Yeah.
And he has a heart attack, so then Dr. Paradise and his nephew save him. And then Dr. Paradise tells his nephew that, like, the reason why he's, so hard on him and stuff for quitting, medical school or whatever is because he's such a good surgeon and it would pretty much be a waste of his talent to just kind of throw it away or whatever. So, and then, the dude's wife picks him up. He slaps her in the ass because
Yeah,
it's
because that's what Dr.
1988.
Paradise does.
Because it's 1988, so apparently that was just like total fair game. And then they leave, and Dr. Paradise probably does this little skip thing. I'm not sure if he did or not. And then his little skip walk or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
I can say though, for a man of his age to do a skip like that, it's pretty impressive.
Well, at the time, he was still, I guess he was in his 50s, so.
Okay,
Yeah.
but still, that's a young man's trick, or even like a young kid's trick. So pretty impressive that he still got that kick you kind of thing going on. So, oh yeah, and we find out the psychiatrist had actually intended for his patient to grab the gun, and he took out all the bullets in the clip and chamber. Or
he didn't take out the bullets. He took out the firing pin or something, so
okay.
it wouldn't actually work. So, or something of
yeah,
that nature. So,
and it was like a way for him to show assertiveness, which that's what my psychologist tells me all the time. He's like, Matt, like we're gonna, we need to kind of bump up your, self-esteem a little bit, because we're making some progress, but it's not fast enough. So I'm gonna need you to take this gun and like hold up a gas station or whatever to like prove to yourself that you've got self-confidence. Oh wait, no, that's never happened once.
Well, if they really want it to work and they want you to have like ultra self-confidence, they give you a bazooka.
Yeah, or an elephant gun or whatever.
AR-15.
Yeah, I guess because those are like candy now. But and wait, no, I'm pretty sure that would actually
they sell them next to the M&Ms, don't they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she would get fired and lose her license completely if she ever suggested that. But apparently not. Dr. Paradise's office. Apparently anything's fair game. You can give guns to your mental health patients. You can slap the ass of random women. You can hire an island girl specifically for her looks, and other people can just stare at her ass every time she walks around.
To be fair, a lot of women have been hired over the years just because of their looks. Not saying that it's good or bad. I'm just saying.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Dr. Paradise's office has its own set of rules,
Yes.
and then Dr. Paradise gets shut down because there's no more episodes after that. So apparently, he ran into some legal troubles, perhaps from the casino that he owns. Maybe
Some
he was money
sexual
laundering.
harassment charges.
Yeah, and he's kind of be facing about 50 years in prison. So that's the end of Dr. Paradise. Not so much Paradise anymore, but
no, it's
Doctor
yeah, that's pretty much what happens. I mean,
Doctor Purgatory is his new name.
Anyways, do you want to take a quick break here, and we'll come back and we'll talk about some like reviews or something if there are any online?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we'll be right back, folks.
No Outlet Live.
Hey, I'm Jay Remy, host of No Outlet Live. If you're in a podcast that explore any and everything, check us out. We stream anywhere you listen or watch podcasts, or just type No Outlet Live, one word, in your Google search bar to find the show. Live Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook. No Outlet Live, your road to boredom ends here. Do you like Tessa? Do you think this will be a date that can last?
Well, she's not very articulate.
And we are back. So, how you doing?
Not so great after talking about the show.
Yeah, I know.
Not exactly the highlight of my week so far.
Yeah, so we've got one user review on the Internet Movie Database, and that's it.
Wow.
Yeah, this is from Plankton Rules. They wrote this on June 9th of 2020, and they gave this show a 3 out of 10 stars. This is what they say. I didn't like the show, but I like Langella's character. Dr. Paradise is a failed television pilot that was rejected by the network, but was aired on CBS Summer Playhouse, a program that aired many failed pilots. While Dr. Paradise wasn't a great program, and I can see why it wasn't picked up, I did enjoy Frank Langella and his awful character. The show is set at a health clinic on some tropical island. Among the doctors working there is Dr. Paradise Langella, a nasty, self-absorbed jerk of a doctor who is competent and in love with himself. Seeing and hearing this character was fun. What was not fun was the god-awful talking parrot. I liked listening to him less than listening to gears grinding. And the other characters were mostly forgettable. Overall, a mixed bag, but mostly a crappy one due to broad writing and that fucking bird. They didn't actually put fucking, they just put a bunch of like random things, but I decided to make their cursing say fucking. So just
right.
So yeah, got that. And we also have there's mostly negative things on YouTube as well, basically saying it's one of them is it's from Preacher 1138. It's a shame it didn't get picked up. This was an interesting show. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, and I guess it was Donatello's who the one actor played on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
He says this is the untold story where Donatello went crazy and pointed a gun at Skeletor. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, so do you have any other thoughts on this?
God. Not really. I mean, this is one of those shows that was so bad that it wasn't even fun to make fun of.
No.
Like sometimes we get this, we strike gold,
Yeah.
and then it's just so bad that it's just like so fun.
This is definitely one of the worst shows we've seen.
It's just sad to watch, and plus too, the quality of it didn't, like the video quality of the rip or whatever you would call it wasn't good. so everything was kind
I
of
mean, it was probably
blurry.
somebody that recorded it back in '88 when it aired, and that's all we have. So
Yeah, probably on
Yeah.
VHS or some bullshit, and then I mean that's how most of these pilots probably
Well,
get
yeah.
on YouTube anyway. And YouTube doesn't even bother to take them down because it's just like no one cares, no one watches these things anyway. So we'll just let you hey, I could start using some of these for some of my scenes for my videos because I
maybe
figured
you'll get away with it.
YouTube's not going to do anything. Yeah, but but just it had pretty much everything you would expect from like the '80s, especially in like summer, casual sexism, dumb characters who think they're cool because they wear like white suits. So definitely they were probably trying to do like the Miami Vice kind of vibe going on, but that actually was a good show. And then you got the psychiatrist character is kind of like, you get it? Like he's a psychiatrist, but he's the weird one. You see how that's funny? He's the guy that helps with people's heads, and he's got a weird head.
Yeah.
Get it? Get it? Get it?
Well,
it's like, yeah, I get it. Because that's been done like a million times.
Yes.
Even before that show came out, and then another million times since that show came out. By the way, just saying though, like he was probably like the best character in the show. But and you're Facebook friends with them, and I'm not saying that just because you're Facebook friends with them.
Oh no.
That's what I thought before you even told me that you were Facebook friends with him. I'm like, yeah, he was like the only actually good like character in the entire episode that wasn't just like completely over the top about everything. I mean, like he had like his quirks and stuff, but he wasn't like over the top quirks. Whereas you got Dr. Paradise going through doors that magically opened for him because he probably got some totem from like a long time ago, and that's how he was able to get like all this good luck, which caused him to build the casino.
Or he had a remote control
buy the island. What's that?
Or he had a remote control that opened the door. I don't know. I'm just joking.
Well, he could have had that too. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him actually to actually rig that.
But the show does have everything that 1988 was known for. Misogyny, guns, anxiety, an obese patient,
making fun of anxiety,
and obese patients,
making fun of obese patients,
and a talking parrot like all of 1988 had.
I know, totally. Like that was, I mean, like literally and that's what it was. They probably threw all these ingredients in because some idiot executive at CBS or just whoever pitched the show idea was like, oh, I know what's popular this year. We'll just take all of these things and just throw it into one show, and surely it will be a success.
Well, it was basically like you take Fantasy Island, you take a little bit of MASH, with Sally Kellerman being in it, and even, throw in a little of, the Bob Newhart show, and a talking parrot, and you got your show here. Yep. So,
yes.
I would definitely not recommend anybody watch this, and I can completely see why this show never made it to air.
Yeah, totally. It's not good.
But something that I would recommend to people is to go to our TeePublic and buy a t-shirt. New t-shirts will be coming eventually. And and check out our YouTube as well. We got a YouTube up now. Go to all2real2.com for any of that information. Check out our Patreon. Share the show with your friends, help promote us, unlike, people that claim to be promoters, that live in Bangladesh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, anything else before we end this?
Just don't watch these dumb shows. I don't even know why we do it. We're tormenting ourselves every single week. Just try to have a good summer. Don't do what we do, basically. Yeah.
And until next time, folks, just remember what the talking parrot said. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to All Too Real 2 podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.